Oh, it's time for class.
Class is in session!
Roll call!
Bueller?
I'm gonna be late for class.
Bueller?
Am I hallucinating here? Just what in the hell do you think you're doing?
I'm late for class.
You are mine now. You belong to me.
Did you study for the test?
No more complaining. No more Mr. Kimblett to go to the bathroom. Nothing. There is no bathroom.
Hello, classmates, and welcome to Middle Class Film Class. I'm your host for today, Pete.
I'm Tyler.
And I'm Joseph.
And today, our review edition, we're going to be covering my pick from the Wheel of Destiny, Monster Squad.
Know who to call when you have ghosts. But
Oh, we do?
who you call when you have monsters.
We're the Monster Squad.
We're the Monster Squad.
It's like Miami Vice, I think.
They're young
Hey, what the
and
fuck?
inexperienced.
Naughty virgin.
They're a bit disorganized.
Monsters are not real.
We don't know that, sir.
2,000-year-old dead guys do not get up and walk away by themselves.
But when strange things start happening in town,
There's a monster in my closet.
Ooh, look at that big, scary monster.
What's happening?
You wait for
Silver bullet?
they're the only ones ready to do battle.
Something's out there that's killing people. And if it's monsters, nobody's gonna do a thing about it but us.
Soon the creatures of the night shall rule the world.
Real monsters? Us? Midnight. In the world, remember? Maybe we can be like Mass Squad instead, you know? Two mass bombs.
We got 1035. Stick back up. Hurry
Or Nature Squad. The book was right. Don't you think it's all true?
By midnight,
You
they won't seem so young anymore.
They won't seem so young.
Hey, it's Fat Kid.
The Monster Squad.
Wolfman's gone
Yes, Monster Squad from 1987.
The Monster
I was
Squad.
gonna
Sorry, you're right. The Monster Squad. So the storyline, Dracula is alive. In fact, he plans to rule the world, and that's why he seeks the help of other legendary monsters. However, a bunch of kids regarded by their peers as losers uncover the devious plan and prepare for a counterstrike. I think that sums it up pretty good. This is written by Shane Black and Frank Dekker, directed by Frank Dekker, and I'm going to read off. Fred Dekker. My bad.
Fred Dekker.
Fred Dekker. His brother to Black and Decker. He's heir to the Black and Decker fortune.
Please clap.
Yeah, thank you. This is starring Andre Gower as Dracula, right?
Yeah.
It says in here, the credits say as Sean.
Wait, Sean.
So he must be the kid. Andre Gower's the kid.
Yeah.
Okay. Andre Gower's the kid. Stephen Mocked as Sean's dad. There is Duncan Regger as Count Dracula. Tom Noonan as Frankenstein's monster. Ryan Lambert as Rudy. Brent Shalom as Horace the Fat Kid. Ashley Bank as Phoebe. Mary Ellen Trainor as Emily. Michael Faustino as Eugene. And Leonardo Camino as Scary German Guy.
Yeah, the old guy.
Also, Uncle Rico, John Grease as Desperate Man, a.k.a. the Wolfman.
Wolfman.
Yeah. So there's also another character actor in here that I recognize right off the bat, but I could not tell you his name. Jason Hervey, playing EJ, one of the bullies. So one of the...
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
The kid,
yeah.
the main kid.
Yeah.
He's
The
a
main
bully
kid.
that ends up eating the squashed candy bar.
Yeah.
Snickers.
And Tom Woodruff Jr. playing Gilman. So, this is a movie that I think probably would land really well if you were 12 to 15 maybe at the time it came out. I was 1, so I did not see this. And
Were you 1?
I was 1.
Okay.
We went over this last week.
We went over this.
So in
I don't know.
1986. Well, if this was released anytime after June 14th, I was 1. Yeah. Other than that, I didn't.
We're not relitigating it.
I
After
didn't.
you're 1.
Yeah, because June 14th.
You're not 1 when you're born, though.
No,
In Korea, you are.
Well, we're not in Korea.
In Korea, you're 1 when you're born, and then the next you actually turn your birthday. You turn like I don't know. It's weird.
So
you're
Koreans
0
are
years
like
old.
a year. Everyone in Korea is a year older than everybody else.
If you ask them their Korean age, yeah.
Yeah.
It also has something to do with like the month of the year you were born. Like if you're, I think you turn.
We're not relitigating this.
You
again.
turn
What's
one
the
when
exchange
the
rate if you're born in March?
yeah, well, it depends on the strength of the yen, to be honest. But anyways, I haven't seen this movie ever. I've heard a lot of like mixed things about it. Some people hate it, some people love it. It's got a 6.9 on IMDb, so it seems to be fairly beloved.
Yeah,
appreciated.
Yeah, at least. On Rotten Tomatoes, let's see what the split looks like. 56 for critics, 78 for audience. That sounds about right. I feel like it's an enjoyable movie, but if you're looking at it from a critical eye, maybe not so much. I guess let's get right into it. Tyler, what was your initial reaction? And this was not your first watch.
Not my first watch. Initial reaction upon this viewing.
This viewing.
It was very, very nostalgic. I didn't grow up. I mean, I guess you could say I grew up with this movie, but not in the sense of like how you're saying it caters to like the age group of like, 10 to 12-year-olds.
What age do you think you were when you first saw it?
I think I was like 16.
Oh, okay.
And I remember enjoying it enough. But I was like going through like an 80s phase sort of thing. So I think my judgment was a little bit clouded because after this watching, yeah, the plot, I guess, is simple enough. It just isn't, it didn't grab me. I thought it was, when I first recalling it, when I was watching, I was thinking, oh yeah, I remember this movie being like really fun and campy, but you don't really get to see a lot of monsters in this movie. Like, I mean, you do, but it's
like at the end.
Yeah, it's towards the end. It's mostly about the kids. The acting wasn't really that great either. The writing was abysmal. And I think and there was some flashes of like real entertainment, especially in the beginning with the bully scene. They were throwing out some hard F words in there.
I know, they were using some dated language.
Yeah. What kind of words were those, Tyler?
Well, I can't say on air, but
oh, okay.
Yeah, they were throwing out, and the fat shaming too. Like the kid, like one of the kids' name in the Monster Squad is called Fat Kid.
Yeah, Fat Kid.
They just call him that.
They just call him Fat.
He's not
Kid.
even that fat.
No, he isn't at all. I mean, even then, like I don't think I would hate to be nicknamed Fat Kid or something of that nature. But anyways, it definitely took me back into like the summer of when I was 16 and like going through my 80s phase. But watching it like objectively and with a critical eye, I could see how if I was like 12 years old in when it came out, like 1987?
87, yeah.
Yeah, 87. I can see how that would be like a really fun movie to watch as a kid because you could relate to it. And
I'm a kid.
Yeah, I'm a kid. These are kids.
Yeah, I don't know.
I could be a Monster Squad.
Yeah, you would want it. Like for myself, if I was 12 years old in 1987, I would want to be in a Monster Squad. And that treehouse was awesome.
Yeah,
it was a cool treehouse. Yeah,
that was a cool treehouse.
Levels.
I feel like treehouses in real life are always disappointing compared to movie treehouses.
Well, yeah, and they're also dangerous.
I know. You get your drunk stepdad building a treehouse. You're like, get up there and get the fuck out of the house.
You'll have
Me
fun.
and your mother are tired of you.
The treehouse from Hereditary.
That was a solid treehouse.
That was a solid treehouse.
You can support all those payment worshippers.
Yeah,
in
I
it.
know.
But
I support 2 headless bodies
Yeah, a mannequin
and the head of a child.
So I think ultimately this is kind of a movie you just put your kid in front of while you go and have a couple of little NyQuils at the end of the night, and they'll have fun.
Oh, this is they give them the Fern Gully treatment.
Even with the language that they use.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, what are you gonna do?
The language is on par.
You don't have to make them watch it.
Yeah, that's the other option.
Well, that's true too.
You could watch them Fern
No,
Gully.
they have to.
You could have them watch Ferngully instead, which has slightly less F slurs in it.
Right. Yeah. So
has as many F slurs as Glenn Ross actually in the opening scene.
So ultimately, I don't think this is that great of a movie, and I think a lot of people who grew up in that time who watched it at that prime age of enjoying this movie probably have a little bit of rose-tinted glasses, and then if they watch it again, they're just like, "What? All right."
Yeah.
So it's okay. It's
okay.
So, I mean, I would show it to my kid if I have one.
But this is a steep drop for you from when you watched it as a 16-year-old.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay,
definitely
cool.
A steep drop.
All right, Joseph, what about you? History and reaction.
This is my second time watching it. The first time I watched it, I was like, I don't know, like 5 or 6 years ago, maybe.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, so it was like
semi-recent,
more recent. I never heard about this movie when I was younger, or was exposed to it at all. And my first watch, I didn't remember a whole lot about the movie other than there's just a bunch of different creatures from, like, obviously Dracula, Frankenstein, werewolf, mummy, and Lagoon Man, Gillman.
I like Lagoon Man.
I'm lagooning right now.
I'm Lagoon Maxing. His cousin Lagoon Man, who's peanuts and green beans, is less scary.
Mm-hmm. Legume Man.
Legume Man.
And when I watched it the first time when it was over, I was like, I don't know what it was about it. I just remember feeling like let down, or just not. It didn't thrill me at the time. And I don't know why specifically. I don't know if it was just like it felt lackluster or something. But this time, I went up on it. Actually,
really
nice.
Yeah, because I really didn't remember a whole lot other than like the kids and Dracula.
Yeah.
That third act of the movie went like completely bonkers.
Yeah.
And
it was all leading to that.
I really loved it for that.
I'm so surprised
when they blow the werewolf up. That was pretty hilarious. And then you see like a maimed and aching in pain, half bat, half human Dracula, and then he's like,
well, they don't blow away the werewolf; they shoot him with a silver bullet. You mean
the first time they blow him up out of the building.
Oh,
and then
yeah,
he Terminator
you're right.
2s, and
you're right. I forgot about that.
He reconfigures himself.
Uncle Rico working overtime.
I didn't remember it being like so over the top in that sense. But I enjoyed it for what it was. I didn't like read too much into it. I didn't care, I guess, about like the, I don't know,
making sense.
Logic or crappy writing. It is definitely like a October movie. Like it definitely fits that bill of a Halloween movie.
Yeah.
And it did feel kind of strange watching it in July. But yeah, I mean, I could see myself rewatching it. Just because it is just like dumb fun. It definitely is dumb. It definitely is fun. The black hole portal Hellraiser thing was kind of funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But and like the crystal that you have to speak German to.
Yeah.
It was like completely absurd. And like they're just like, let's just make this happen. And German is a hard language to learn, or it sounds like it's hard to learn. So who would speak it?
Yeah.
And then when they get that girl at the end to speak it, and they're like, "Wait, are you a virgin?"
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Yeah, but I slept with this guy. Doesn't count."
Yeah. I'm just a throat goat.
And then
does that count?
And then the other little kid is like, looks at the 5-year-old.
Am I a virgin? Like, it's kind of creepy.
Like, she's a virgin.
I don't like that. I don't like even calling little kids virgins.
God, I hope so.
Imagine if it's
fucking dear God.
Imagine if it still didn't work.
Oh my God, Jesus Christ, Joseph.
That would be so.
She was hot, dude. It's like the ending of Mute.
No, but yeah, it was fun. It was short and stupid and fun and just campy, schlocky, and it felt like going on like a carnival ride because like you have all these like or a schlocky haunted house.
It's like a disparate group of monsters. You're like, do these guys all really belong together? Even
and it's like they were having their horror version of the Avengers.
That's funny.
That's good.
But yeah, it was stupid and fun, and I had a good time.
Nice, cool. All right. This is my first watch.
Yeah.
I didn't know what to expect, and I think I got a mixed bag with this movie. I think this movie is very uneven. I don't think it's fair to hold like a kid's adventure movie to the same standard as like a straight ahead drama or straight ahead horror or whatever.
Yeah.
Like if your target audience is for kids, I think they probably could have done a much better job of writing a cohesive story and motivations for the villains and all this kind of stuff. It was just kind of like, oh, there's a plane that happens to be carrying all these monsters on it. Yeah. How the fuck did that happen? I don't know. Figure it out. No matter.
How is that bat flying at the same speed as
the plane? I know when it goes through the cargo hatch, you think it would go fly away, get sucked out.
Nope, it caught up.
Caught right up.
Yeah.
It's just like in Beavis and Butthead Do America. It's like, no, Beavis, you just have to run really fast when you jump out.
You just have to
Start running really fast. So I think like for the first act was pretty good. The very intro like set in 1600s or whatever, Transylvania.
Yeah,
it's Van Helsing.
Yeah, it's like Van Helsing and
Van Helsing is battling Dracula.
I thought it was great. It was really cool. It was great, like practical effects. They have the until the portal comes and you're like, wow, that's pretty rough. Yeah. But again, it gets a pass from 1987.
Sure.
And it was legitimately fun and pretty creepy and pretty like freaky and over the top for, I think, a kid's movie. So I appreciated that. I liked the assembling of the nerdy kids and together. It was very unclear what their whole group was meant to do. They were just passionate fans of monsters.
Well, if you recall, like in the beginning of the movie where he gets called into, like, I don't know if it was the principal's office. Yeah, the principal's office. It had to been. They didn't have counselors back then. He was getting in trouble because he
was drawing pictures.
He was drawing pictures of monsters. He's like, no, that's for our clubhouse.
Yeah, to hang on the wall.
To hang on the wall.
Again, I'm going to reiterate what I said. It's very unclear the motivations of their group.
They like, I mean, have you heard of the...
They're just fans of monsters?
Yeah, have you heard of the magazine Famous Monsters?
I have not.
Okay, so it's like Fangoria. Like,
okay.
It's just like horror.
Fangoria is it's about horror movie making, and it shows like the practical effects of making.
So essentially, it's
gore and stuff.
It's just like they like just the whole thing, like the comic books. Like
again, I'll reiterate. What's the point? Are they just fans?
Yeah, they're fans.
They just like it.
Okay, so again, so if that's the case,
like they have no goal with their club.
It's like an anime club, right?
We
like anime. We like anime.
It's like book club. We like reading.
Yeah, we get together and we talk about our favorite animes and we all dork out together, right?
And we all get in a circle.
And that's
great. So if an anime villain were to come to Earth, would the anime club be the people who you call to fix the problem?
Anime villain.
Maybe
you would consult with them.
They would be consultants at best.
Yeah.
Vegeta comes down and you're like, oh my god, it's Vegeta. What the fuck? What are we gonna do? And then like, oh,
get those anime nerds.
Actually, you're gonna have to get a Super Saiyan to fight him.
Assemble the weebs.
Well, only Goku can defeat them.
They're gonna have to do the Kamehameha, you know. And it's like, okay, but are they gonna do the Kamehameha?
No, they're gonna.
They're just gonna
spirit bomb.
Yeah, they're just gonna talk to them and tell people what to do.
Yeah, consultants.
These are literal 12-year-olds or younger. Some of them are as young as like 6. These children look like the one kid that's riding between the handlebars and the seat on the one kid's bike.
Yeah,
you're like, that child can fit in my pocket.
Yeah,
that is a small human who's out fighting monsters.
Dracula,
Dracula. Yeah. The Gill man walks through 7 policemen, armed policemen, and murders them. He crushes 2 of their skulls with his hands.
Yeah.
And it turns out, oh, well, his weakness was a shotgun blast to the chest. That fat kid did.
I think that's my weakness too.
I agree. You know, if you were a vampire and took a stake to the heart to kill you, it would also kill us too.
Yeah.
It could just be the fact that he's got a stake through the heart. It doesn't matter that he's a vampire.
Yeah.
But anyways, I just thought it was weird. It's almost like, we got to save the world. What are you going to do? You're a bunch of children.
I mean,
kind of like Paranorman.
Yeah, I suppose so. I suppose so. But Paranorman is almost like bringing to light the trauma of the villains, whatever. I didn't bother me. I just thought that the story was.
I don't believe this.
I don't believe this
never happened.
So again, what I'm saying is it's a kids movie, so it gets a pass. But the writing was like, I didn't get why the series of events got set into motion and how the children were really that impactful. If the Gill Man can kill 6 police officers in a row, why is all of a sudden it takes its fucking sweet time before it gets to Fat Kid? You know,
they're children.
I loved his turn though when he turns back and says, "My name is Horace." Cocks the shotgun. I was like, "Fucking yeah, Fat Kid." I mean Horace.
Whore ass.
Oh yeah, that was funny. I like that bit.
I also thought it was insane the way that some of these monsters are killed. Like Dracula at one point lights a stick of dynamite and throws it into a cop car. Yeah. He can turn into a bat and suck your blood from a mile away. He could, in a blink of an eye, he can be behind you and snap your neck. But he lights a fucking stick of TNT and throws it under the cop car.
Those TNT?
I don't know. Where'd he get the fire?
Yeah.
I don't know. Why is Dracula using TNT?
That's what I'm saying.
There's a part where he punches a guy. He just like punches him.
It's so funny. It's all over the place with like what the characters are doing. And like Joseph said, the third act really turns into something super fun. First act was cool. I liked the assembly. I'm like, where are they going with this? It kind of reminded me a little bit of Joe Dante's Explorers when they're assembling the team in their little clubhouse and stuff. And I'm like, these kids are essentially useless.
Yeah.
But it was fun to watch it all. And then I also thought it was kind of interesting the cool kid with the slick black hair and the leather jacket. For whatever reason, he wanted to be in the Monster Squad, and there was no backstory on him. He just completely seemed like he didn't belong in that group at all.
Yeah,
but he ended up being.
He was like the Fonz.
Yeah, he was cool. And I really, in all reality, I thought he was just joining to get up into the treehouse to spy on the girl. Oh, maybe that was really it. But he had all the monster knowledge, so maybe he belonged in the Monster Squad.
Maybe he just didn't have any friends and he knew these kids who had some shared interest.
Could be. So, second act, really boring. A lot of setup and a lot of just kind of stuff.
Yeah.
The whole relationship with the Frankenstein and the little girl, I could not help but think of the 1997 Disney movie, direct to DVD, called Under Wraps.
Oh, yeah.
Which is one of Brianna's favorite Disney movies. And I have to legitimately say, with no irony in my voice whatsoever, that the opening scene of Under Wraps is one of the scariest, most frightening children's scene of any children's movie I've ever seen. It is psychotic that they put that in a kid's Disney movie. I'll try to find it and post it one day. But it was like this young girl with the Frankenstein's monster, which I know happens in the original Frankenstein, whatever. So I know it makes sense, but I couldn't help but not think of that. I liked that it was Tom Noonan, the guy who played Jack the Ripper in Last Action Hero. He was also the guy that followed Philip Seymour Hoffman around in Synecdoche, New York. I don't know. I thought it was once the third act hit and it really crescendoed into something big and exciting. I was like, this is a pretty fun movie.
All right,
this is good. I liked it. I liked it more than I thought I was going to. Very uneven, but for what I was getting, and when they say, kick him in the nards. Oh, Wolfman's got nards. I'm like, I wanted a little more of that in the movie.
Yeah.
A little more of that like fun, rapscallion sort of energy from these guys. But anyways, I thought it was pretty delightful.
You want to go into something deeper that I just thought of while we were just having this conversation about this movie?
Yeah, sure.
So you remember, you recall that the dad, he's the cop.
Okay.
And there's a scene where the son goes to the bedroom and the dad is smoking.
Okay.
And the son says, "I thought you were quit smoking, Dad. What are you doing?" And the dad says, "Going to marriage counseling."
Yeah, I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
So with that context,
okay,
maybe this whole story was a fever dream of this kid. Like it was this imagination to escape from the drama divorced household.
Perhaps.
I mean,
guess.
That's looking way too deep into it. But it kind of clicked with me when I was thinking about it, because why even mention?
You want to go 3 up?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Why even mention that?
I like
the marriage counseling.
I like the candid nature of that. You just tell your children that you're in marriage counseling. Why not?
Transparency.
Yeah. Hey, me and mom are on the rocks. Get ready. Some shit may be changing.
Get ready.
You might have 2 Christmases, so it's all kind of a mixed bag.
Oh man, what a traumatizing childhood that would be.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But I mean, I guess it makes sense though, because divorce was kind of like a popular thing in the 80s.
Was a popular thing in the 80s.
Trendy.
It's like gone now.
I mean,
I can't tell you the last people I've seen that got divorced.
I
It's
I mean, like,
it's a
it
thing
was
of the
like-
it's a thing of the past now.
it was a new thing that was in the forefront.
Hey guys,
of-
you just discovered this thing
I know.
called divorce. You can
No,
just leave your wife.
it's great.
no, because it was taboo, and then it started.
The only thing that
getting
sucks
accepted.
is you lose half your stuff.
Yeah, yeah. So I had that little fun thought. I don't know if it's fun, but
That's hilarious. Super fun. The kids escaping the trauma of a divorce household when none of his friends have had it. He's his first of his kind. Something interesting about this. So Shane Black is kind of a household name now for most movie buffs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he did wrote the Predator or Predator. Sorry, wrote Predator, wrote and directed Predator. Nice guys.
yeah, I think
Nice guys are the other guys. The nice
the
guys.
nice guys.
Nice guys. And just a bunch of other stuff. He's pretty great. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, Long Kiss Goodnight. And Fred Dekker was roommates with Shane Black in LA at the time when he thought about this.
they were roommates.
They were roommates. And it was basically, they thought it up in 1985, and they basically, Dekker thought of the idea of rebooting some of the classic series, such as Little Rascals, aka the Monster Squad, the kids, and the Universal Monsters. And he said after watching Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, which by all accounts is actually a pretty good movie, even though it sounds like it would probably be shit, you know?
Yeah.
I've heard it's actually pretty solid. He thought, okay, what if we do like a little bit of both? We'll do some comedy and we'll do some monsters and we'll do some like cross-universe multi-track drifting. And after he basically finished Night of the Creeps was his debut, he said to Shane Black, who was his roommate and best friend at the time, that they could write the script together for this. So they wrote the screenplay, trimmed it down. Ultimately, it was supposed to be set in Baton Rouge and eventually was moved.
Baton Rouge.
Yeah. And he tapped Peter Hyams to direct it because he really loved Peter Hyams. He thought that was one of his favorite directors at the time. So he's tapped him to do the directing for it, and that didn't work. So he produced it.
I think I definitely understand what vibe he was going for with like the Little Rascals sort of idea with incorporating Universal monsters. And I think it's a bold idea. I just feel
Let's get them all together.
I feel that they should.
As the Avengers for monsters, like Joseph said, it's great.
Yeah, and I like the idea. I just wish that it was a little bit more smooth with them coming together. It just sort of happens, and it focused more on the kids than the monsters. And I know he was trying to do like both, but it felt more kid focused than monster focused. I wish that Dracula had a little bit more of a impending presence throughout the movie. Kind of in the same sense of The Lost Boys, where you always know danger is just around the corner. But with this movie, it's very cut and clear. Where beginning of the movie, monsters; middle of the movie, kids; end of the movie, monsters
And
with
kids.
kids. Yeah,
Monsters with kids.
yeah.
That's like Dateline.
So I wish there was a more impending presence with the monsters, and there kind of was the Wolfman scene where he goes to the jail, and he's asking to be locked up.
me up.
Yeah, that was great.
That was a pretty intense.
Why didn't they
scene.
lock him up?
That's what inspired.
I know he's sitting there saying, "I need to be locked up." obviously becoming like this like threatening nuisance in a police station of all places.
Do you think that remove the supernatural aspect out of it? I mean, we're living in our own real world right now, and you're a police officer, and someone comes to your police station and says, "Lock me up. I might kill again." Would you lock them up?
I think they would definitely be interrogated.
Get out of here.
No, but would you lock them up?
Probably, yeah.
If you have the power to do
I
that?
would hold them. I would be like, all right, chief.
And then ask him, why are you going to kill somebody?
No. Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
Huh?
You know, the scene of John Grease?
Yeah.
John
Grease.
The whole scene, he's like, lock me up. Lock me up.
I'm a slasher.
Casey Affleck used that as inspo for Manchester by the Sea.
Oh, cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the movie, so I wouldn't.
Do you know who was supposed to play the Dracula?
The Dracula?
The Dracula?
Who?
Liam Neeson.
Oh, no.
He was,
Really?
He was an unknown Liam Neeson at the time.
Weird.
Yeah, he was going to play Dracula.
And an Irish Dracula.
And, yeah.
An Irish Dracula.
I'm the Dracula. Yeah, it was. I thought that would be interesting.
I saw some parallels to Van Helsing. Obviously, with the monsters, there's the werewolf, Frankenstein, Dracula.
Well, Van Helsing's in it.
And Van Helsing's not in it nearly as much as Van Helsing, the movie.
It's true.
No.
And also the little vampire woman sirens, whatever they are.
yeah.
Succubuses. They were useless.
They sucked.
Yeah.
Literally.
They're so easy to kill. They just move like...
They're like level 1
zombies.
Level 1 baddies in Castlevania.
They're more threatening in the movie Van Helsing because they actually do stuff.
They fly too.
Yeah. These ones just walk and widen their eyes and
like
smile.
This.
Yeah. But they looked hot, though.
And they're just like... shoot them with a wood stake crossbow.
Tyler, when you say stuff like that, you sound so creepy.
Why? How's that?
Dude. Look hot, though.
How is it sounding creepy?
It sounds like you've got your hand down your pants over there.
Well, I mean...
But they look hot. They look so hot.
No, they do. They
do, though.
No, God damn it.
You try to not jerk off while you're watching this movie. I guarantee you can't do it. I couldn't.
I'm your host, Outrageous Tyler. Oh, my God.
Oh, boy. Any notable scenes you guys wanted to call out?
I mean, just the exploding werewolf. I also actually want to talk about the design of the werewolf and how he just didn't look good. The werewolf himself, he like a little button who knows, and it looked not scary.
So creature design was done by Stan Winston's workshop. Stan Winston's one of the more notable practical effects designers. I'll give you a little of some of his stuff. Friday the 13th Part 3, The Thing, The Terminator, Starman, Ghoulies, Invaders from Mars, Aliens, The Monster Squad, Predator, Pumpkinhead, Edward Scissorhands,
Vengeance.
Predator 2, Terminator 2 Judgment Day, Batman Returns, Jurassic Park, Interview with the Vampire, Tank Girl, Congo, Ghost in the Darkness, Island of Dr. Moreau, The Relic, Lost World Jurassic Park, Mouse Hunt, Small Soldiers, Lake Placid, Inspector Gadget, End of Days, Galaxy Quest, What Lies Beneath, Pearl Harbor, AI, Artificial Intelligence, and the list goes on.
That's
Is
quite
he still going?
He's still he's being, I believe, perished. But he did the last ones his workshop had been associated with was Shutter Island in 2013 and the original Avatar 2009.
Yeah, I mean that's quite a pedigree.
Yeah,
Some stinkers in there.
War of the Worlds, Doom,
Doom,
the
game movie.
Yeah, Constantine, Wrong Turn, Big Fish, Darkness Falls.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Stan Winston is like one of the goats.
Yeah.
But again, they can't all be, top tier.
Tank Girl.
If you're the other thing too is if you've done 5 werewolf movies, they all got to look different from each other. You can't be like, I'm just going to reuse the same shit from the last one.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I wonder if that's easy or more frustrating. It's like another werewolf movie, and they can't look exactly the same as the one I did last time. Now I got to come up with a new werewolf.
They just pull the prototypes from, because I guarantee they made probably like 5 masks.
Oh yeah.
Early stages, not finished. and they throw away 4 of them.
Yeah, that makes sense.
You just put them in a closet. I'm like, well, that's for the next werewolf movie. That's for the low budget werewolf movie.
He stocks up on multiples of designs for things and like uses the rejects from one for the other ones.
Could be.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just smart. That's just smart living.
I think, but this movie definitely, I mean, I didn't grow up in the 80s, but when I was watching this movie, I thought to myself, I feel nostalgic for a time era that I've never lived in before.
Side note, sorry.
Go ahead. No, it's fine.
Unrelated to the movie, Mad Cheesemo in the chat.
We got a new person in the chat.
Is wondering if you bought the Mike's arms in bulk because they've never seen streamers use the same exact setup before. Well, we're all in the same room. I don't know if that's apparent. But
Mad Cheesemo. Hi, Mad Cheesemo. Oh, hey, Angry Otter too. What's up? Yeah, I bought these on. I don't know. I think on Amazon.
The
Rode mics
yeah.
or the Rode mic arms or whatever. Here, I'll put them in the camera here.
Rode, please sponsor us.
We can already see them.
Yeah, and then the mics are just from Guitar Center actually.
Yeah,
they're AKG P120. Yeah. Surprisingly good for just a standard.
Yeah,
Guitar Center.
Yeah,
it's like $100 a mic.
Like more of a budget mic.
Yeah, I mean everybody seems to use the Shure SMB 7s or something like that.
Yeah,
and those are like $450 a piece. These are $100.
I mean, it still sounds good.
We pick up a lot of echo in this room because it's not. We don't have anything insulated. It's just literally like
just a room,
the bonus room upstairs. Yeah. So.
But anyways, this movie definitely made me feel nostalgic for a time era that I've never lived in before, and it kind of made me yearn for that kind of summer of hanging out. What?
Just that word.
Yearned.
Yeah, it's a word in our English language.
Yearned.
Do you ever yearn?
I yearn.
Yeah,
I'm yearning right now. Under the table.
I crave.
It just kind of made me think of wanting to have a summer with a group of friends. We ride bikes and treehouse stuff and
treehouse stuff.
Yeah. What the
hand stuff?
Over the pants stuff. Above the waistline. So yeah, that's what I really liked about this movie. I might be biased towards it because I watched it when I was in the summer of my younger years. So this is a quintessential 80s kids movie that I'd
say I'd agree with that.
If I ever had a kid, I would show them this movie at an appropriate age.
Which would be, what do you think?
Yeah, what do you think appropriate age? Because I say
11, 12.
I was gonna say I say 10 to 15. Anything above that, you're probably losing the mysticism of being a child.
Right.
You start being jaded to the world and smoking cigarettes, being cool.
Well, yeah.
Looking at porno you found in the bush, like we all did.
Yeah.
Somehow we all found.
How did those porno mags get back
there?
They're
generous homeless people that knew.
How did they get back there?
I honestly think that they were older kids or like 18, 19 still living at home. And then they would they would
go in the forest and
beat off and then just
bust one out really quick. And then,
and then it's abandoned. It's like an expensive beat sesh.
Yeah. Or they would steal it from their,
wank. You go buy a mag, wank, and then throw it in the bush and then go home.
Yeah. Or they were just stealing them.
I don't know.
Who knows? But yeah.
Jerking it to mags.
In the chat, Angry Otter says a couple things. Number one, American Werewolf in London, greatest transformation in any film ever.
Of course, that's the gold standard.
That is the gold standard. And that was done by Rick Baker.
Ricky Baker. Ricky Baker.
Oh, that's so funny. I never put that together. Ricky Baker. Ricky Baker. Ricky Baker. So Rick Baker did the special effects. I'm going to read off his pedigree because he is another one of the goats of practical effects. It goes, The Exorcist, It's Alive, King Kong, Squirm, The Incredible Melting Man, Star Wars, The Fury, Emperor Strikes Back, American Werewolf in London, The Howling, The Funhouse, Incredible Shrinking Woman, Videodrome, Thriller, Starman, Into the Night, Captain EO, Rat Boy, Harry and the Hendersons, Beauty and the Beast, Werewolf, Coming to America, Gorillas in the Mist, Gremlins 2, The New Batch, The Rocketeer, Wolf, Ed Wood, Batman Forever, The Nutty Professor, The Frighteners, Escape from L.A., Ghost, Men in Black, Mighty Joe Young, Psycho. The remake. Oh shit. Wild Wild West, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, Nutty Professor, The Planet of the Apes, Men in Black 2, The Ring, Haunted Mansion, Hellboy, The Ring 2, King Kong, X-Men, Last Stand, Click, Enchanted, Norbit, Tropic Thunder, Men in Black 3, Maleficent, and Rings.
Yeah.
Quite the pedigree as well.
And more,
more Wolf movies.
He's got like 4 in there, yeah.
2 back-to-back, felt like American Werewolf and then The Howling.
The Howling, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very interesting.
The Howling Wolf is pretty cool.
But
not as good as the American Werewolf in London.
Also, from Angry Otter, he says that their favorite go-to kids. Let me see what it actually said. Where is it? The favorite horror comedy to go to as a kid was called Saturday the 14th. I never heard of that. Like Friday the 13th.
Saturday the 14th.
Saturday the 14th.
Yeah.
This is a PG-rated movie from 1981.
Yesterday.
A family inherits an old mansion which houses a dangerous book of evil that has all the monsters of the world trapped in it. What the fuck? That sounds fun. Yeah, I've never heard of that one, Angry.
Saturday the 14th. Doesn't flow off the tongue as well.
It's
Friday the 13th.
It's kind of funny. I'd imagine like this creator titled the movie Friday the 13th, and then Friday the 13th came out, and he's like, God damn it. Okay, well, let's do Saturday the 14th.
Well, Friday the 13th was like the actual concept of that being like an evil thing or like a bad luck thing. Do you think that came from the movie, or was that around beforehand?
The 13 being like bad?
Yeah, like specifically Friday the 13th being a bad thing.
I
you know, breaking a mirror, crossing the track of a black cat,
walking under a ladder.
Yeah, opening an umbrella indoors.
Having to
drop a fork, kill a witch.
Wear
white at night.
I think
or after Labor Day.
Yeah, all those things were around forever.
I think Friday the 13th. Why would they name it that if it wasn't already like a bad luck thing? So, but I think now in our popular culture, they associate it with the movie and also having the connotation of it being bad luck.
Well, there's Friday the 13th, 13 Ghosts.
13 Ghosts.
13 the movie.
13, yeah.
The 13th floor. 13
13 going on 30.
13 going on 30.
13 lives.
Yeah. All right, I have a little bit of a note here from National Geographic's. It's hard to know exactly when the Friday the 13th became thought of an unlucky, but it's likely comes from the Christian religion. For example, in the Bible, Judas, a person who is said to have betrayed Jesus, was the 13th guest at the Last Supper. Also in the Bible, many unfortunate things happen on Fridays.
Oh.
So
what?
So it barely...
Why is it called Good Friday then? Wait, that's when Jesus was nailed up, right?
I think so. Yeah, I think so.
No, yeah, it was. It was Good Friday. He gets nailed up, and then
Sunday, Easter Sunday is when he was resurrected.
When he had arisen.
Why do they call it Good Friday if he's being killed?
Yeah, I know that doesn't seem right.
It's also 3 days, right?
Yeah,
but that's only 2 days.
Maybe it's Friday morning and Sunday evening.
It's Friday morning.
Christians,
Get your
rise
shit
up.
together.
Yeah, tell us in the chat. Where are we wrong?
Make it make sense.
13 reasons I hate about you.
Yeah, okay.
That's 10 reasons.
That's
10.
I know.
I know.
It was.
We went.
It was a trilogy.
We are way off the rails with this fucking movie.
Yeah, we are. Well, I mean, there's not really much to talk about. Monster Squad, yeah, like it's
sure
like
there is. Wolfman's got nards.
We're the Monster Squad. That's the end of the movie.
Yeah,
and then credits roll.
Yeah, that Rudy kid was a badass though. He just rolls up in a bike, smoking a nail,
smoking a nail,
burning a nail,
licking ass, kicking ass.
Yeah, kicking ass, making that kid
defending the fatties.
Yeah.
Defending fatties, what?
Yeah, he stopped the fatty from getting bullied.
Yeah, that was in the beginning.
Oh yeah, yeah. Forgot about that.
Hey, don't tease that fat kid. That's what he.
It was very nice of him.
I think he said that too, didn't he? Like verbatim, he said, "Hey, don't
leave that fat obese kid alone."
Yeah, leave that honking beast out of this.
It's so bad.
Leave that loser, fat piece of shit alone.
Poor Horace, man.
Horace.
That's a shitty thing.
You never met anybody named Horace before.
You haven't?
No.
There's an insurance company named Horace Mann Insurance.
Oh yeah.
You ever met him?
Yeah.
I've never met Horace Mann himself. No. The one and only? No, I didn't.
No.
Horace. Such an old man name.
It is. Can you imagine like seeing like a toddler named Horace? It doesn't seem.
No.
I don't.
There's a lot of names like that where it's like Frank the baby.
Frank. Well, I mean, but you can make a Frankie, you know.
Yeah, I guess so.
I was hoping not the little brother. I was hoping the older brother would chastise the little sister about calling Frankenstein's monster Frankenstein, because if he knows about monsters so much, he would have said, "No, that's not his name."
Well, so in this world, they're not cryptids.
They're cryptids.
Are they?
I call them cryptids.
Whatever. But in this universe,
the monsters.
Like, there's no like. Is there lore for Dracula and all that stuff?
Yeah,
like we have lore.
Yeah, they're quizzing the guy, the gangster kid.
Okay,
Yeah.
They're quizzing him when he goes up. They're like
Frankenstein's the movie is a thing in this universe.
Well, I don't know. See, that's
Yes.
kind of what's confusing, though, is because are they coming from a parallel universe where they exist and they don't exist in that timeline? I don't know.
And also, why is it that Frankenstein? Why do they call the movie? This movie calls him Frankenstein.
in the credits, it calls him Frankenstein's monster.
But in the movie, everybody calls him Frankenstein. And they, even in the quiz, they're like,
he does correct him. He says, "Oh, it's the monster is the doctor."
He says it in the beginning, but
maybe because Frankenstein rolls off the tongue a little bit better than, "Oh, look, there goes a Dr. Victor Frankenstein's monster."
Yeah,
and also, like in Van Helsing, the movie Van Helsing, starring Hugh Jackman.
Okay. Hugh Jackman. Got it.
Frankenstein is also like this answer or solution to Dracula's problem or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Because in this, I don't think that he was a answer to anything that Dracula was trying to do.
Who?
Frankenstein.
Van Helsing or Frankenstein?
Frankenstein is like the good one.
Yeah,
I guess
he was supposed to be the muscle to Dracula's
but
crew.
he befriends the kid, and then they end up being like, he's like not on Dracula's side, he's on the kid's side.
He does the same thing that he does in the original.
So why is it
movie where he befriends the kid?
Is it because he's like an unfortunate character or like a sad, tragic character that they always give him that storyline?
Have you seen the original Frankenstein movie?
No.
So there's a huge parallel with a famous scene where when Frankenstein's monster is roaming around.
No, I've seen that. I've seen
like
what he
where
does.
he's at the pond.
Yeah, or the well. Or whatever.
And the little girl befriends him, and he like discovers love.
Yeah. So is it because
I was a child? I was in love.
Is it because of that storyline that he's always just like a sympathetic character?
I think so, and also he's a dumbass. Like he's like Lenny from Of Mice and Men.
Okay,
What?
All right.
Hey,
you said it,
Joseph. Do you have?
I said what? I said he's like Lenny from Of Mice and Men.
A dumbass.
A dumbass.
He's mentally challenged, Tyler. You can't just call people
stupid.
You just can't call people
who have
those
mental
people.
disabilities.
Yeah, dumbasses. Oh, look at that bus full of dumbasses driving to school.
All right, we'll take the shears to that. I didn't realize I was being offensive.
Joseph, do you have the ability to play a YouTube clip?
I have the ability.
Yeah,
I didn't know
can you put
that.
it on the stream?
I thought Lenny was just a dumbass.
Okay, yeah. Give me a second.
I mean that. So while Joseph does that, I've talked about the merits of. Is it? I just sent it to the chat.
Mm-hmm.
Is it okay to make fun of the guys from Dumb and Dumber? Are they just dumb, or are they mentally
the first Dumb and Dumber?
Mentally challenged.
I think they are just dumb.
Where's the line? That's what I want to know.
Diagnoses.
Where's the line?
I don't remember Lenny being diagnosed with any sort of mental mental thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that was like the 20s. They didn't even believe in autism back then or gays.
What is that?
Oh, they did.
Yeah, what's a gay?
Oh, they did. They did.
Okay.
You got it?
Yeah, give me a second.
Okay. So, it's chopped off.
No, it's okay. Yeah.
So I want you to go to the minute 30 mark of this video.
I'll get there.
Joseph, a video producer extraordinaire, just shrink it down so you can see what you're doing. We generally don't do YouTube clips very often. We try to do like actual media, downloaded media.
Yeah.
because it's easier to just click play and go. But go to the 1 minute 30 mark on this.
1 minute 30.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
It's
a long.
long. It's-
This is the whole movie.
It's the full movie. Yeah.
Let's just watch the movie.
Yeah. All right. So this is under
I have
wraps.
talked about it, and you're going to sleep in your own room tonight again, okay?
He's such a baby. I'm not. Ooh, there's a monster in my closet.
Intro of the knife in the garbage disposal spinning around and the dad's head getting shoved into it. I'm like, this is a Disney movie for kids.
Oh my god, that's
the intro to Under Wraps. That's the first 2 minutes of Under Wraps, the Disney show, the Disney movie, straight to DVD movie.
Yeah.
Oh Lord,
unbelievable.
That is wow,
Terrifying.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
Yeah,
creepy, unsettling.
Yes. This is disturbing. This is twisted. Where do we have that clip here? This is perverted. This is creepy. Anyways, Monster Squad. I think I got all the stuff out of my system that I wanted to say.
Yeah.
The people that are like in love with this movie for some reason still many years later are probably going to listen to this and think, you just don't get it. Even though me and Joseph seem to like the movie well enough. I think that there's a very much a nostalgia that people...
There's room for improvement.
Yeah. But again, I don't really begrudge it for much of anything, though. I think that I got what I was sold. A kids' adventure movie featuring the Avengers cast of monsters. So, The Little Rascals meets Universal Monsters. So, let's go around and do some grades. Tyler, lead us off.
I would give this a...
You would or you do?
I give this a C.
Okay.
I mean, there's much more to be desired. It's not good, but it's not bad. It's really down the middle of a kids adventure movie.
One would say.
I wasn't.
It's a mid movie.
Yeah, I would say it's a mid movie. I think if you're looking for a good kid adventure movie from the 80s, I would say check out The Lost Boys.
That's like a kids movie though.
There's
it is.
No, it's not.
Yeah,
I would say less of a kids movie than this one.
I wouldn't call it a kids movie, but some of the kids are the main characters and an older teenager's brother.
I don't know. I think The Lost Boys is a kids movie. It could be considered a kids movie. It has a little bit more of like scary stuff in it, but
I think it might be appropriate for some older kids. You know, that's definitely
15
like
to 19-year-olds.
It's definitely like a step up from this because 10-year-olds could watch this. Besides all the F slurs, I don't think a 10-year-old would be appropriate for Lost Boys at all.
No, well, no.
But
I think yeah, solid.
Plot my kid right there.
Solid C for me. It was okay. It was okay.
Just
it was
okay.
nice. It was nice to go down memory lane.
All right, cool. Joseph, how about you? Great grade for Monster Squad.
I'd say solid B.
You would say that?
B.
Yeah.
He would say that.
And I proceed to say that.
I'm
that
continuing.
It's a solid B. Solid B movie. It feels kind of like a mainstream B movie. Just because of it's not like super absurd or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's more just like fun, campy kids movie with all of these creatures and monsters and the fact that it's like this ragtag group of kids, like Little Rascals or Goonies type gang who are just teaming up. It's always like the nerds or losers who have to solve the problems in these movies.
The cool kids are just trying to get their dick wet.
Yeah. And then they end up saving the popular kids in some instance, and they're like, you ain't so bad, kid.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, it was, I got what the movie named Monster Squad. I got what
full of cast full of kids.
Yeah. I got like what I wanted out of it.
Cool. Awesome.
And more. And I enjoyed it more this second time watching it. And I could see myself watching it around Halloween for sure.
Yeah. Seems like a fun Halloween movie. Okay. I'm going to give it a B-. We got a little bit in the gamut. Got a C, a B-, and a B. I got my money's worth. I watched Wolfman get kicked in the nards. I watched the Gill man get shotgunned to the chest, and then the fat kid rack his shotgun like a badass. That was probably my favorite part.
That was cool.
I hooted and I hollered when that happened. I was like, "Fuck yeah, Horace!
Yeah, Horace,
take it." So it was very. The storyline was confusing and very convoluted though. It felt like Shane Black, I was expecting a little bit more cleverness in the writing, but knowing that this was like one of his first scripts and he was just like this guy's roommate at the time, it makes a lot more sense.
Right.
So it's fun. I'm glad I watched it, and I could probably see myself rewatching it again. It'd probably be a movie that I would put on and not really pay attention to. Watch the opening, do some other stuff, and come back for the fun ending.
Yeah.
Ooh, we got a new person in the chat. Castellar Daniel Garcia.
That's what I said.
Monster Squad scene.
Daniel Garcia.
The Monster Squad scene where Dracula is wounded in bat form is terrific.
Yeah.
Yeah, we mentioned that earlier in the stream. It's really is fun.
Yeah.
There's some the practical effects are fun. I liked the mummy unraveling in the car. I thought that was
and he gets his head taken
off. That was
a
fun death. Yeah, it was a really fun death. So but anyways, I think
Angry Otter has an assignment for us to watch Saturday the 14th and Saturday the 14th Strikes Back.
Ooh, both of them.
Very much in the vein of Waxworks and Waxworks
Dude,
2.
I have a movie friend online who's been trying to get, he hasn't directly trying to get me to watch Waxworks, but he never stops talking about it.
I never even heard of it.
Yeah, Waxworks and Waxworks 2.
I thought the one thing that I will add before we head to the Wheel of Destiny is I like how they referred to sex as dorking.
Dorking?
They refer to the member also as dorking.
Yeah.
What?
Or no, not dorking, just a dork.
Just a dork.
I'm jerking my dork right now.
Which I know technically that is a dick. Dork is also a name for a dick, but
really?
it's been evolved over the years to mean just nerd.
So when someone calls someone a dork, they're calling him like a dick?
Yeah.
Like a penis. Yeah.
You're a penis.
You're a penis.
Yeah. Well, I mean, when you're in British slang, people call him a bell end all the time. And that's a dickhead.
Bell end.
Yeah. Bell end. Like the bell end of a wang. You're dickhead. Bell end. Anyways, all right.
So many suggestions right now.
Yeah.
House Part 1.
Chat's on fire at the very end of the stream.
Mr. Frost with Jeff Goldblum. All-American Murder with Christopher Walken.
Castellar Daniel Garcia. Next week, come watch us. We're at 12:30. We stream every Saturday, 12:30 p.m. Come in and get on the stream. It's a lot of fun. All right, now it's time for the Wheel of Destiny.
1 wheel, 8 slots, 3 hosts. This is the Wheel of Destiny.
All right, Monster Squad off the wheel. And for two things to talk about. My last movie was the movie we reviewed last time. It was Mute.
Yes.
Yeah,
and then this week,
Monster
Squad. So I cannot review the next one.
Another M-titled movie?
I don't think so.
Okay.
There's an M in it.
There's an M in it.
Yeah. But so I'm going to put my replacement on, which I cannot pick next week. It cannot land on it.
And you can't land on mine either.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I'm not
Joseph's not going to be here.
Okay, so it could be mine or someone else's.
Maybe we'll just force Tyler's.
Spin it anyway. I want to see if it were to land on it.
So
naturally.
Here's the question, though. Joseph's not going to be here for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Do we want to do something different in the show for the next 2 weeks?
Hold off the movie reviews?
Yeah, instead of spinning the wheel and picking the next one. We'll pick it for when you come back. But
there's 2 fan picks, natural fan picks that have not been watched.
Yeah, but I feel like we would be missing your take on the fan picks.
Oh, okay.
You know? Maybe we'll do the next spin we'll review, after when Joseph gets back. But what I was thinking, Tyler, is why don't we review True Detective season 1? Half of the season for the first episode next week and half of the season the next episode.
Oh my God, nothing would make me happier.
I'm sure it wouldn't. I'm sure you would absolutely love that. So I'm down to rewatch it. I've been wanting to rewatch it. So,
yes.
You want to do that?
Yes. Let's do it.
4 episodes. Part 1.
Yeah, 4 episodes on next week, and then the next 4 episodes a week after that.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be fun. Okay, so my replacement for Monster Squad is the original Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the live action one.
Oh, from the 90s.
With the puppets and with the full body costumes.
They were just at the state fair with
Really?
Vanilla Ice.
What the fuck?
Yeah, one of them was.
Seriously?
Because he did Go Ninja Go.
Did you go to the state fair?
No.
Oh.
I saw it
online.
Saw it on the internet. So we're going to recap the wheel. We have here The Core from Pete, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles from Pete, Suburbia from Tyler, American History X from Tyler, Do the Right Thing from Joseph, Notting Hill from Joseph, Kentucky Fried Movie from Patreon Heather, and Grizzly Man from Patreon Dallas. Big Red Dal in the chat.
Yeah.
So we'll spin this, and either it's going to land on Tyler's movie, or Joseph's movie, or a fan pick.
Yes.
Oh yeah, because I guess when we get back.
Yeah, when you get back, for when you get back. This is what we're going to be review in 3 weeks.
Tyler's pick. Come on. Nope.
Kentucky Fried Movie.
Dang.
From Heather. Patron Heather. Cool ass yard duty Heather.
I don't know if she's still here anymore, but
No, she's not.
No.
Kentucky Fried Movie.
Kentucky Fried Movie, yeah. Don't know anything about it. Not going to look into it. I will read her synopsis or her reasoning when we get back and we actually review that. So we'll recap all that stuff. But next week, we're going to review the first half of True Detective Season 1. That's streaming on Max, right, Tyler?
Yes.
Okay. And then the week after that, we'll do the second half of True Detective Season 1.
I'm choked up right now.
He's getting a boner.
And we'll see if maybe we'll get some of the Patreon members to come in and do like a guest spot for the first half or something.
That'd be nice. That'd be cool.
We'll just do a guest spot for the first half, and you and I can do the review for the second half.
Nice. Yeah.
I actually know someone who doesn't like that show at all.
True Detective?
Season 1.
Name them. Shame them.
I can't. I won't name them on there.
Oh, fuck. Because you know that the people come burn their house down.
Yeah. But I know that they might be listening.
Oh, no shit.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
They might be.
shit.
I don't know.
Anything else you guys got?
No, that's it.
Okay, so thank you to our cool ass yard duties from Patreon. That's Ryan Corbin, Javier, Heather Sachs, and Chris. And if you thank you also to everybody in the YouTube who joined us for the first half and or the second half. We got a couple of new people. We got somebody who told us they farted a whole plum this morning. I can't remember their name, but it's at the very beginning of the chat. Andre something, yeah. And then Castellar Daniel Garcia, Angry Otters is in the second half. So
Yo-Yo new player.
New Yo-Yo player.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of great stuff. So we really appreciate that. And if you want to join us every week, Saturdays, 12:30 p.m. Pacific time, we stream for about 3 hours each week. Or you can just catch us on the YouTube, a little bit more of a produced and edited down version later. Until next time. Thank you for joining us for this episode. Follow us for the next 2 weeks and Joseph Free episodes as we review True Detective Season 1. Follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/MCFC Podcast, and send us an email, mcfcpodcast@gmail.com.
And follow us on Instagram at Middle Class Film Class and leave us a voicemail, why don't you? 209-730-6010.
And follow us on Twitter at Podcast MCFC and on TikTok, Middle Class Film Class.
And if you're a podcast listener only, make it over to the YouTube. It is a lot of fun over here. We'll see you next time.
All right, see ya.
See ya.
Class dismissed.
I gotta get out of here. The bell doesn't dismiss you. I dismiss you.
You're free to go.
See you next week.
See you later. See you later.
That's a wrap.
Great show.